Hi, my friends. Welcome to Sort of Brilliant, a show where the characters are made up and the sorting absolutely does matter. My name is Rachel.
And I'm her best friend and co-host, Lauren. Every other week, we're going to invade a fandom and determine whether your favorite character belongs in Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
We're the Harry Potter podcast that talks way more about any other franchise.
Here, we use the sorting structure from Harry Potter as a common language without supporting the author or her beliefs. As for the sorting itself, there's bound to be some arguments along the way.
But in the end, we're always right.
According to us.
According to us. Oppa! Is your lucky day to be baptized or to be sorted into a house?
Glad that we didn't even have a discussion about who was going to start that. You were just like, this one's mine.
Sorry.
No, I was going to tell you.
Hogwarts come from the Greek word. I don't actually speak Greek. I can't do that.
What? You can't do any?
I could get him down here. Oh, Yasutikanis. I can do like little things, but I don't know where Hogwarts would have derived from in Greek. But I'm sure somewhere because we created everything.
I'm sure it's Latin. She used a lot of
Latin
words.
Yeah. It's Greek.
It's Greek.
It's Greek.
The Greeks invented Latin.
Kimono is come from the Greek word himona. So we're sorting my big fat Greek wedding, and as far as the first movie goes, like back to front, can quote it to you, and I really think that I do quote it every single day of my life. It's somehow, some way, somewhere, it fits in, and it's also a very accurate representation of big Greek families. I know maybe the smaller ones are like, this is not true, but when you have a lot of people, it's like that.
We'll live near each other.
They make sure. Like what just happened to me. I moved from one borough to another area in New York, and then my whole family now is here. So it's like, yeah. Well, I'm only half, but you know, I've got the arm hair and the unibrow to really drive it home. That could come from the Italian side, actually. I don't know. But it gave
Italians
me nice, beautiful, full eyebrows. And we love it here. We love both. But today we're not talking about you Italians. Not everything is about you. We're talking about the Greeks and how actually everything does come from them. You know? It's proven.
They started the whole universe.
Absolutely.
I love in the second movie when he's with all those other guys, like the older Chinese man and the Scottish man. Yeah. Is he Pakistani? I think. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think so. I can't remember. But yeah, it's cute. And they're all like, no.
It's they mean well, these old Greek men.
Do they?
They do mean well, yeah. My grandfather, my papu, before he passed years ago, used to always say, like, I can't go anywhere. I have to live until I take you to Greece and you find a nice Greek boy. And I was like 16, 17. I'm like, it'll be fine. I will marry for love. I don't need to do that. And then I met my husband, who is Greek. And they got to speak on the phone once, and I could just like feel the relief in this man's body. So it's very important to the old school ones. I'm sure across some cultures, like very old people still share that, like, marry someone from the homeland. And we're like, that's dumb. I'll marry whoever I want. Shut up. But like they mean well, you know, it's what they know, I guess. It's kind of sad you didn't get to broaden your horizons, but hopefully you love the life you made. And thanks for bringing me here. So I'm alive because of it. But yeah, it's really, really accurate representation of the culture, I would say. Like very much so.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's very, very, it is actually very similar to Italian. Like I've got on the Italian side, I think there's 18 Peters that we all counted. We sat down and counted one day. There's 18 Peters and there's like 13 Anthonys, and these names get recycled. And then in my big fat Greek wedding, like, this is Nick, Nico, Nikki. It's just like over and over. Nicholas is a huge name. So yeah, can confirm in case anyone out there was ever wondering, is that what it's really like? Yeah, very much is. We haven't talked much about it, like, privately, so You're going to get a lot of great content here.
I don't even know who we're sorting.
Well,
so
you got to sort
people.
Toula. You got to sort Ian. Her parents. Her aunt. I think that's good.
Tia Voula.
Yes. Inside the lump. It was my twin. She's
I'm
my
in
favorite
charge.
character.
That's what's best. Yeah, she's my favorite too.
What do you mean you don't eat no meat? Oh,
I'll make you lamb.
Okay. I make lamb. She's so cute. I love them. Oh my God. When you come to curl my hairs, so I'm going to do it the whole time. I'm so sorry. I can't. All right. Who's your favorite? Is your favorite her too?
Yeah. And I like
Toula's
brother.
Really?
And cousin Angelo. Yeah, you don't like her brother?
I do, but it gives me resentment. Because it's all so true. Like when she comes home and she's like cooking, cleaning, doing everything, and then this fucking asshole walks in and the mother's like, "Oh, my baby, what can I do? Yeah, your laundry's folded on your bed. Yeah. That's correct. That's accurate." Oh my God. It's actually so funny, like how prevalent that is in so many cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to my friends from different backgrounds, they're like, yeah, the men are just worshipped. The sons are just worshipped. And the daughters are there to like set the table, make the food. Not my generation. We're breaking generational curses in this house. But yeah, that's very accurate. He is funny though. And Angelo's very funny too. Hey, Ian, we're going to kill you.
We're going to kill you.
He's such a good sport, Ian.
He is.
I love
really
him.
is.
I really love his character. He's very, very sweet.
I also, like, in the second movie, he learned enough Greek to, like, understand a totally random sentence and respond. And then in the third movie, they're like, he doesn't know what anybody's saying. I'm like, what?
So the third one I started watching, I never finished it. I spoke to, like, family about it, like, who did finish watching it. So I know what happens. Yeah. It's just got some things going on in it that were, like, a little difficult for me to watch for personal reasons. Mm-hmm. And I kind of was just like, ugh, I don't want to see this right now. So I never felt, like, good in my soul about picking it back up. But I do know what happens, and I have seen the first and second one a million times, so I feel all right. Also, Gus isn't in the third one, sadly. So.
He's not. Because his
just
actor
the
died.
mistakes of his youth, huh?
Well, his actor passed on, unfortunately.
I know. Sad. I don't know. I thought it was cool that they decided to go back to Greece for it, though. It's like...
Yeah, and she directed it.
The big trek.
And wrote it. Yeah.
Nia Vardalos. The first time I ever saw my natural hair represented on screen was Nia Vardalos in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That's
nice. It was the first time, and I was like, oh, that's a Greek thing. Oh, cool. It's like the big poofy curls that I I've been conditioned by society to straighten out and get rid of and then recurl with the curling iron every day. Yeah. But it was cool. And actually, once my daughter started going to Greek school, I started seeing all the Greek ladies with the same hair. And so now when I pick her up, I'm like, oh my God, I get it. I come from somewhere. That's amazing. But yeah, her big poofy hair. And then when she starts to like just her little makeover and gets all cute, I'm just like, oh my God, I can totally tell what you did to your hair there.
Her Mia Thermopolis makeover.
Oh, you're right. Probably actually Mia was the first time I saw her hair on screen. They're around the same time, huh?
I don't think Anne Hathaway's Greek though, so maybe Nia was the first like actual.
Nia, not Mia, right? Yeah.
I said Nia, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny because it's similar. But yeah, it was cute to see. It's cute to see stuff like that. It's nice to see stuff like that. Greek representation is so important.
Everybody in the live action Hercules is be Greek.
Yeah, that's right. You better come from the promised land. Better put some Windex on it before you show up on my screen. Oh my God, like all the people that get upset about the
I knew so many redheaded Greeks.
Did you?
No.
Me neither. I never met one. I was like, what?
Oh, who's getting mad at Percy Jackson? These Greek gods are going around fucking everybody all over the world. They could be
Greek gods are not Greek.
No, I
Just
know.
fucking gods, you know? Like,
I know. They
whatever.
choose to look whatever they want, and then they're
It's
fucking
so
people all over
stupid.
the world. Like, they're not just fucking Greeks, you know?
I know. Ask a Greek, and they're gonna be like,
Would
they
only
should.
stick their dick in Greek.
Oh no, I have so much commentary to make fun of my people, but I won't. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I ain't drinking that haterade today. It's okay. Yeah, I'm very excited for the Hercules live action. Oof.
If it ever happens, yeah.
I know, right? If we ever actually fucking get to it. But in the meantime, we'll just have to tide ourselves over with these Greeks. So I think probably we should start with Toula.
Okay.
Toula, what is this? Sorry. She's so cute, man. Like she just was. I'm really, my version of Toula stays in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know, and then she becomes a mother, and then she becomes like essentially like a caregiver, and then the head of the family and everything. So, like, I know she wears many hats, and the character grows. But I always see this cute little like chick who's the waitress working at her family's restaurant. Then she does her whole little cute makeover, and she gets her boyfriend. That's just how I always see the character. So when I think of her, I always am just like thinking of all the little sweet moments in the first. She's like, she's just so cute. It's so cute and such a sincere character. She's so sweet. And she really tries her best to please everyone all the time. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. And I mean, I guess also that's like, it's very true of Greek women and like traditional big Greek families. That's what happens. Like, you stay with the family. Don't run off and go and have your own life. That's silly. Why would you want to do that? Why do you want to leave me? And then, you know, the guilt. So she was guilted for a very long time into staying, and she let a lot of her life go by. But, like, it works out really well for her. So I don't think she'd complain. And I think probably she's one of those people that sees it, like, as her duty, you know?
To stick around.
Yeah. Like, as frustrated as she probably is, you don't really see her, like, yell at her parents or get really indignant and ragey at them. She just kind of, like, sits there and takes it, and she's like, can you please think of a different perspective? Like, can you please try to see it this way? So, she's not in my house.
She's a Hufflepuff.
That's not how we'd handle it over here around these parts, okay? She's very, very sweet. I know, she just reminds me of like what my mother always told me I should be like, you know? Like, why can't you be more like that kid? The one who just obeys.
Is this going to be Mia?
Yeah, there's a lot of Mia there. She's very sweet like that and very like, okay, sorry, but I won't guilt her. Does she have to stay with me forever? Yes. I will extend my house, no problem, for her and her partner and children if she wants. No, of course you can't leave, but she can have all the freedom she wants besides that.
Wow.
You can't leave me. I can't, man. I don't know. I think about that all the time. Like when they get older, what the fuck? I'm supposed to just let you go?
Yeah.
Maybe if you let me track you and track your iPhone and shit. Sure. Maybe. It's a bad world out there.
Are you surviving okay?
I lived like a rat, okay? And I had Charlie Kelly survival
So stop
skills.
treating your daughter so well so she can learn how to survive.
You should keep the generational trauma, actually. Oh, man. Well, Toula was fine. So
this is a hard movie to say stuff about because I'm like, she's a Hufflepuff. I don't know what.
Well, what was there a key moment for you that you looked at her and you were like, oh, Hufflepuff? You just knew?
No, just always. Just the second she gets on screen, and she's just like, oh yeah, my family is the most important thing to me, and like we're always together, and I work at the restaurant, even though I don't really want to.
Right?
Like, well, even the way that she like gets ashamed and is like, I want to better my life, is still just so like, I don't know what word to use for it. Not like natural, I guess. But she's like, she doesn't make like a huge fuss. Like they do that little, like she goes to her mom and goes, I want to make a change. And her mom's like, don't worry, I'll manipulate your dad. And like they did. And then that was it. Like, and then she was just like, and now I'm just happy doing this because I'm like doing slightly more than I had before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like meeting Ian was like, she loves him obviously, but even like this big supposed conflict that like he's not Greek, like was never like a huge knockdown fight. I'm never going to speak to you again.
Right.
Like this is the most important thing. Is she's just like, I'm just going to keep pretending this isn't a problem. And everybody else will like fall in line around me. Like
true, yeah.
Ian converts and her parents are just like, or her dad's like, you're going to see that this is the wrong thing. But she's just like, okay, like does it. And even when you said where she like ends up as the head of the family, I know you said that you only like heard a summary of the movie. She did like, her brother tells her like, you're the head of the family now. And she's basically like, yeah, we could all share it. Like that's how it ends essentially, that it's like her generation is all like, let's all take on the burden.
Sometimes movies aren't realistic depictions of reality, actually. But yeah, no, I think a lot of the things sort of just falling into place for her are because she doesn't put up a fuss. She doesn't put up a fight. They tell her to go work at the travel company. She goes and works in the travel company. If they tell her to go to the hairdresser, the hair salon, she'll go to the hair salon. Whatever, wherever they need her to be, she will be that for them. So stepping into whatever role needs to be filled.
Kind of see that in the second movie when her dad like wants to put every single ancestor he ever had on Ancestry. And they were like, Toula, you go downstairs and do it. And her brother like wrestles her back into the seat. She's like,
yeah. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. I want to talk about
he didn't do really that. Funny. He didn't do that. There's no way that he did that. So every time I have to watch that part of the movie, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Who does he say he's related to? Is it Socrates?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great.
Yeah, directly. Like his argument is that everybody is somehow related to Alexander the Great, which isn't like an awful argument. He went around.
Don't give him that.
He went around fucking and raping everybody. You know, right, but he's saying a direct descendant. So like not even like, you know, it got branched off somewhere. Straight up the line. His great grandfather is Alexander the Great.
Right down to him, huh? Yeah. Yeah. And Toula's just like, okay, Dad. No pushback.
No, but that's very Hufflepuff too, that she like writes the fake letter. And it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. But she doesn't even like, I wouldn't say there's a lot of people being necessarily very hard on her. Like I'm just like in real life.
She's very taken for granted.
But she is definitely taken for granted. And occasionally when she does get an insult, like when he's like, you're starting to look old. She's like, she just is like, okay, well, maybe I should go take like a computer class and wax my eyebrows. And she does. She doesn't say anything though. Like she doesn't talk back, which is like such a cardinal sin in these families, which is like the number one reason I had such rocky teenagers. I couldn't shut the fuck up. And like she does. And it's one of those moments. It's one of those Hufflepuff traits where I'm like, how do you do that? How do you just take that? And she's obviously internalizing it. Like
internal anger, I was going to say. Yeah.
Because when Ian meets her and she's just like, I can't believe that you actually want to even like talk to me. What do you mean? He's like, why wouldn't I want to fucking talk to you? What do you mean? That's such a strange take. So
this white New England wasp boy. Like, he's
in peak Sex and the City years there.
My parents and I don't share emotions with each other. What are you talking about?
A bundt cake. A bun.
I fixed it.
What is it? Harry and Rodney.
Yes, Harry and Rodney.
Oh my God. I love that. But it works out fine. And it is, I really do think it's because she doesn't rock the boat at all. I really do. If she pushed back, it'd be a very different movie.
Yeah. This is just like Toula picking a non-Greek man to upset us and be rebel.
I can see like Angelo's sister being like that, like pushing you know?
She's divorced twice, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because Toula's, I don't know how much you watched in the third movie, but there's one point when Toula's like, I'm very progressive. She's like, my daughter's divorced, my son is gay. She's like, I'm one of the hip freaks. Yeah. She's like, I'm a hip freak.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's more like what I recognize. Like that kind of behavior where people actually kind of yell at each other and are like, you know, Toula's very sweet. So it's very hard for me to relate to, but I really do respect her a lot. Like she puts up with a lot of shit. And
you mean like that argument between Angelo and Nikki at the beginning when they're like arguing over who should be at the laundromat or whatever? And she's like, your fat girlfriend.
Your fat ass girlfriend.
And
What do you
just
come
like,
to color my hairs?
Tilla's just like, I'll go to the laundromat. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Just wants to be useful. Can't relate. Cannot relate. But very sweet, very nice character. And, you know, even like when she becomes a parent, you can tell she's a Hufflepuff parent, you know?
Yes, God. Gotta fix her daughter's life. And her daughter's like, get away from me.
What's her name? Paris?
Paris, yeah.
Poor Paris. But I mean, actually, no, not really poor Paris. She could have had it pretty easy, actually. But you can see how certain traits get passed down. And it just comes out different in her because I don't know that.
She doesn't internalize her anger.
Who, Paris?
Yeah.
No. But certain traits got passed down to Toula, though, where she says, like, you want to leave me.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I get that. I'm definitely going to have that later in life. Like, I probably won't say it, but I will think it. Like, why do you want to leave? Where do you want to go? I'll give you whatever you want.
It's got nothing to do with you. God, so self-centered.
I'll buy you the house next door. I get that. I fully relate to that feeling. But she's so good. Like, she tries, you know, she tries to relate to her kid and she tries to be cool. She can't. She can't. But,
called it moose caca.
Moose caca. Aw. Poor little Greek girl.
I don't remember ever feeling that way about Greeks as a child. Did I have the wrong
you know many
90s prejudices? I was trying to think of that. There must have been some, maybe not like culturally Greek, you know, or ethnically Greek, but we're Greek.
I just had it in my family, but there are pockets of New York that are fully Greek. So like Astoria is all Greek. And then there are areas within Queens, there are certainly pockets that are very Greek. But like my friends weren't. So I just had it within the family. But I will say, I went to a Catholic school and all those kids were Italian. So when I would bring up the Greek thing, they would definitely look at me weird. be like, okay. Oh, you're from Greece? Like Grease. And they'd make it derogatory because they were little fuckheads. Yeah. There's little fuckers about it. And I was like, well, I have gods. So I don't know what the fuck. Like, I'm so much infinitely more cooler than you.
Italians had the gods too, because they were Roman, right?
They're the fake ones that stole from the Greeks.
Yeah.
I'll have you know.
She's making a duck face in case you can't see.
My Gus moments are gonna come. Yeah, of course. There's kids are dicks. Okay.
Well,
if you say all of the fucking Greek galactoburico, what's the fucking dessert everyone knows?
I'm not even
Moussaka.
Yeah. I'm not even a child, and last night we were watching the news, and you know the whole like crazy thing with the Alaska Airlines flight that happened where the door blew off or whatever. So the CEO, I guess, of Alaska Airlines was on the news last night, and his name was Mini Cooter, and I was like, that kid got made fun of, and I know there's no way people weren't calling him a Mini Cooter.
My maiden name is Poulos, which is shortened from Papadopoulos. When my grandfather came here from Greece, he had it shortened to just Poulos, which a lot of Greeks do. But I even got made fun of for Poulos because Rachel was a weirdly popular name in the 90s. So it had to be Rachel P. So they'd be Rachel P. But then if they didn't do that, they were like, Rachel Poulos. P and Poo. Idiot. Sorry, my name isn't like Rachel Smith. Fucking loser. I like the Greek names are fun.
Oh my God. I don't remember why this came up in class, but we were talking about last names and like how some English last names are you're named after the profession that your family was or whatever. So I like for some reason was like, oh yeah, my mom's maiden name was Carpenter. So like they were carpenters. And the mean girl in class who fucking hated me, like made fun. I don't remember how she made fun of me, but she made me feel bad. Her last name was fucking Brewer. So I said, your whole family were drunks.
Oh shit. Fucking got her. She hit her with the Sabrina Carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter, you bitch. I'm directly related to Jesus H. Christ.
Direct great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Exactly. Ew, how dare you? Yeah, I definitely got that. A lot of the Greek kid bullying. It existed for sure. But like, whatever. We have fun, funky names, and everyone shares the same first name somehow. Nick, Nico. Nick.
Alexa, Alexis, Alex.
Oh yeah. What is Gus is short for? I guess it's short for August, but it's not.
No, it's Greek. Not. It's a really Greek name. Gus doesn't even sound like what it is. So I couldn't tell you.
It's fun hearing the like English translations of names. So like in Mia's school, she can't just be Mia. She's Efthymiya. Mm-hmm. That's the Greek saint. Or like I always like Peter is Panayoti.
Okay.
Like Vicky is Vasiliki. And so Mia will come home and I'll be like, oh, who'd you play with today? I'll be like, you play with Vasiliki today? And she'd be like, it's Vasiliki. I'm like, oh shit, sorry. I'm fucking bad, dude.
Can you call her Victoria? If she doesn't know.
No, she doesn't like, she won't, they do not like that. They do not like that.
Is but that, like that's not their actual, like they're not Victoria and they've just.
No,
okay.
Vasiliki, yeah. Yup. And it's funny seeing all those Panayoti, Vasiliki, Maximus,
right?
Mia. She's the most fucking American. It's so funny. She just has 3 letters. That's it. And so they had to put some more in front of that. They're like, unacceptable. This is Efthymiya. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, sure. Call her whatever you want. I don't know. The other thing that's cool is they get name days. They celebrate name days in Greece. They don't celebrate birthdays. So it's like the saint's name day, whatever. And I didn't know that was a thing. And so I missed like 4 or 5 of her name days before she actually started going to Greek school. And she was like, I didn't have any name day gifts or name day parties. You get a birthday. Okay?
You're American.
She goes, I'm Greek American. Her birthday and the name day are like 2 weeks apart. You're not finessing me. You're not finessing me. What are they in the movie? Portocalis?
Portocalis, yeah.
Yeah. It's come from the Greek word porticali.
It means oranges, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ian,
oh my God.
Ian's last name, he made apples. It was a really cute wedding speech that he did. He's like, so we get along like apples and oranges. I was like, oh my God.
He's very difficult to stay mad at.
Gus?
And it's very like indicative of all the Greek men in my family that infuriate me. But still, like, will get things like understanding and empathy out of me because they'll come out with this like random sweet shit where they act like they're trying. You're like, oh,
you made an attempt.
Absolved.
You made an attempt.
Terrible what men get away with. But Maria, her mother,
of all
which Maria is another huge Greek name.
Yeah.
Not a Hufflepuff.
No. Oh, we're going with her mom next?
Well, I figure let's do the parents. Let's get the Portocalises out of the way.
Okay.
Right? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought you'd do. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
I don't know. I guess we do Ian next, but
it doesn't matter to me.
No idea.
Her mom's a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about it.
No,
She finds out they're not married, and she's like, "Ha, I'm a hippie." Like she doesn't fucking care. She doesn't care. Yeah, she doesn't care at all. She's like, "Whatever, we're married." Like they are. She's like, "We're married," and then it's important to Gus, obviously. So she's like, "Okay, you better ask me, right?" She's like, "He's like, I did." She's like, "No, you said I'm going to America. You coming or not?" She's like, "That's not asking me."
She's right.
Yeah, absolutely. and then she does that whole thing where Gus is being a dick and is like, "Oh, then you're my employee or whatever," and she's like, "Okay, then I guess you owe me back pay and you're not sleeping in my bed."
She's really funny.
And I won't be coming to the hospital? Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, guy. That's exactly how I would be too. She's great. She performs all of her responsibilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not duties the same way that it is for
No, she's
for
running the
Toula.
house. What are they? She says the men may be the head, but the woman is the neck.
The women are the neck.
Yeah.
And they can turn the head any way they want.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I mean, especially like these fucking boomer men. You know? I think, oh my God, I was just telling you a story where I was talking to an older boomer man. And I had to be like, well, aren't you the boss? I thought you were the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I just made that connection. Please help. Oh my God, we're never being the stereotypes. Yeah, she like teaches Sunday school and does everything in the house. Everything. I peel the potatoes and she peels the potatoes and she does literally everything. And really doesn't bitch or complain about it until you give her a reason to. Like in the second movie, he gives her lots of reasons to bitch and complain. He's really mean and that one to her.
Yeah,
I personally think.
Yeah, he is. And then he gets drunk at their wedding. And she's like, I might not marry him. Like, what?
She shouldn't have done it. The whole time I was like hoping she wouldn't, honestly. I was like, this is
wouldn't have mattered
annoying.
Anyway. They were married. They've been living together for...
You're living in sin. And then all that time, then he has a son.
I know. That was the other funny thing about the third movie, too, that they're like, none of them were upset about this. They were like, more family. They went cousin. I would be like, the fuck?
I did my dad's 23andMe because he wanted it. And I was like, so curious. I'm like, did someone here, of all these people, like someone has a secret wife somewhere? Like, no, nothing. It was so boring.
Wow.
I know, I wanted it. Like, for the drama, you know, for the plot. It would have been great.
Drama.
Would have been great for the plot. But no, it's just really boring. Yeah, I would have been, come on. Like, why was everyone so cool with that?
I guess, I don't know. You tell me. I think it was a Greek thing. It was like, more family. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I don't think is very accurate, actually. I think people would have been really fucking mad. I mean, like, what did he do? And he died so he could get out of facing me.
He, again, I don't know how much you saw, but it was before he was together with Maria. Like, it was in his own village.
Like, he was young, right?
Yeah.
Like a young man.
Yeah. And then he moved on to, like, Athens or whatever, which is where he met Maria, because her and her sister were from Mykonos. So.
Yeah. Mykonos.
Which is a part of the island, I hear.
Yeah, for sure. I've never been. I'd love to go one day. Be cool.
To go to Greece, too, yeah.
That would be fun.
Anyway, Maria's a Gryffindor. Do you still disagree with me on Gus? I really don't feel that strongly about it.
I thought Gus was a Hufflepuff in the exact opposite way that Toula is, and Lauren thinks he's a Gryffindor, which, you know, I don't know. I think one of my biggest things was we were talking about, like, and I wish I could go back to the conversation. It was a while ago now.
I can tell you were like, I don't know if I'm just projecting my own family onto this.
Well, because it's like the way that he is about the Greek thing, it doesn't feel Gryffindor to me. Because, like, while I can totally, and I can see many of my compadres in Gryffindor pushing our things onto people, like, this is the best. Like, you need to watch this. This is the best one.
This is my identity.
I just... Yeah, I think Hufflepuffs are more about, like, making the thing their identity than we are. But you disagree.
I don't know. I think Gryffindors definitely try to, like, relate their identity to other people more than Hufflepuffs do. I think Hufflepuffs are more, like, self-contained about it. Or are more... I know,
but you look at, like,
or are better at finding the other people who also agree with that identity, as opposed to Gryffindors that are like, how are you not understanding that this is the best thing that could ever happen to you?
But I think that we like being, like, we like feeling main character energy where we're like, well, this makes me cool and different than you, actually. Whereas with this whole Greek thing, it's like...
I saw that with Gus totally when he was arguing with other people. Like, we were talking about, like, the old men.
The old men. In his family, it's like, Everyone's
but
like, yeah,
I feel like
Greek
you
is the
see
best.
his family is an extension of him. So he's like, what makes me special I've granted to all of you. So why the fuck are you fucking it up? You know?
Yeah, but
like,
do you think that this was my question to you too,
Yeah.
the last time we talked about this. Like, do you think that we're this pushy about the things that we like?
Yeah.
I don't.
Candidly.
I do not agree.
Think about something. Okay, think about something so stupid. Like I don't know that there's equivalent for Gus, but you know how we've noticed that a lot of Gryffindor men, especially a specific type of Gryffindor man, has a object that he personifies, and if you don't if you don't like that object, then you can die. That's how I think of his Greek identity. Like, if you don't like this, you can go die. Like, if you insult the fucking Impala, you can go die. If you insult Jolly
literal.
Roger, you can go die. Like that. That is mine. And you need to understand how much I love it.
Yeah, I see the connection you're making. I just was constantly thinking about Mac and the Irish thing from It's Always Sunny, for those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But he wasn't like pushing his Irish identity onto others. He was being like, I understand myself because I'm Irish. And it's stupid. They're making fun of that fact, right? They're making fun of the whole American idea that like we have an ethnicity that's from another country and that like, ooh, and that like makes us relate to that, like whatever. So that's what they're like satirizing, making fun of. But Mac isn't like pushing it on others. He's being like obnoxiously self-contained about it. He has a fucking like 4-leaf clover tattoo.
I guess I can, yeah, I can see that, like the self-contained thing, because that relates to Toula too, like everything we were just saying. They keep it in a lot. They're a quiet house.
Mm-hmm. They can be. That's why
I'm actually trying to think of a loud one.
That's why they can scare you.
Like Regina obviously is the loudest
Soldier
one.
Boy.
I don't think Soldier Boy's that loud.
You're right.
You're right. Like Regina's really extreme. Really extreme.
Yeah.
They're really quiet. I'm just connecting that to like everyone I'm thinking of that we've sorted. Stealthy. Even like Jacob Black, like he has bad behavior, but it's all like, he keeps it a lot in his head. That's why he gets mad that Edward can read his mind.
He's like, stop exposing me.
Like, T, of course this is my power. I'm a bitch. Yeah, okay, all right. We can put him in Hufflepuff. That's fine.
In Gryffindor.
I can
put him in Gryffindor.
I'm sorry. We can put him. You see what my brain does. I am right all along, you know? I'm a lot like Lauren. Like, I think our houses have it in common where, like, if we really care about something, we really won't let it go. Mm-hmm. When it comes to certain characters, though, I'll let it go easy. I'll let this one go.
I didn't. I could have let it go out, too. I'm not that strong about it. But.
Yeah, but I see the Impala thing.
Yeah.
Because like Gryffindor women aren't necessarily like that. It's more like if you don't like the thing, then you hate me. Yeah. You know, and it's not like why don't you get it? Like there's something wrong with you if you don't get it. I don't say that. I'm like, oh, so what? You don't think that my thing is
wrong?
Cool?
Yeah.
So you think that I'm not cool because I like this thing? But you didn't like Buffy, so you hate me. So you hate me. Yeah, there's a lot of Jesus. What a projecting bunch. My God, go to therapy, people. Oh my God, Gryffindors can really easily create Hufflepuffs, huh?
Yeah. You're louder than them, yeah.
Sorry. Damn. We're probably the loudest house. It's like really.
Yeah.
The Hufflepuff's the quietest, I think. And you're the sneakiest. There's rage there, and you can see it on the face. Not always screaming about it.
But you won't hear it.
But Gryffindor parent, oh, that's cool. The last Gryffindor pairing we had was Once Upon a Time.
It's true. That show was fucking filled to the brim with those fuckers.
Wasn't fucking Henry a Hufflepuff?
Yeah, he was.
And
Neil, we said Neil was a Gryffindor, even though we didn't officially sort him, didn't we?
Yeah, he was. He definitely was.
He was.
Oh, that's so funny. Out here wreaking goddamn havoc. And yeah, the Gryffindor men are really menaces. Did
we ever sort Mila? Was she a Slytherin? Did we think?
Yeah, she's Slytherin.
So Slytherin Ravenclaw made a Gryffindor.
I have said I will never
fucked one.
I will never ever forget like we were talking to, I actually don't remember the details around it, but I remember the conversation and my counterpoint to it. Cause like, all that matters. And I remember being like, this person wouldn't concede that I thought it was a Gryffindor and the person wouldn't concede. And they were like, well, it's more like Slytherin or Ravenclaw. And they were making Slytherin arguments and then Ravenclaw arguments. And I was
put
like,
them together.
Put them together. What do you get? Yeah. So yeah, I totally see that with Mila and Rumple. Oh my God. Because that's fucking a nutty pairing, you know? We've had a Community on in the background for like, it's just playing now.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jeff and Britta thing, man, what a mess. What a mess.
One who ships that.
You know what? It's also because of my ego, because they are like me yelling at me all the time. Two parts of myself yelling at each other. I'm not quite exactly either of them, but somehow if you mash them together. Yeah.
It's you. It's inside of you.
Yeah, that's how I scream. How they talk to each other is how I talk to myself.
You talk to yourself? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But a really messy parent. Don't get cute with me, okay? It doesn't mean Annie's better for him. Gross. She's a teenager. Gross. He's gross for that. Anyway, we got two Gryffindors and a Hufflepuff. Let's try to get away from these emotion houses.
Britta and Troy is okay? All right.
Troy's a very different Slytherin than Jeff, okay?
No, but Troy's the same age as Annie, and Britta's the same age as Jeff.
Britta's younger than Jeff. Who are you talking to? She's like 28.
How much younger?
I actually don't think it's okay, and it disturbs me a lot. But, ew. Oh my God. You know what's fucked? When that show started, I was their age. Like, I was Annie's age when that show started. Like, that's when I was supposed to. And now I, like, look at the actors and everything. Everyone's so much older, and I'm like, oh, fucking shit. Now we're, like, Jeff's age. God damn it. Damn it. I used to be young and cool once. But yeah, I think we need to move away from these emotion houses. So let's talk
about Ian.
Yeah, let's talk about Ian. We're gonna kill ya.
Ian Miller.
What a funny guy. What a funny guy. Just looked at her, went, yep, that's interesting. I would like to examine that further. And then does for the rest of his life with no complaint.
And it's like, this Greek stuff's really interesting. Tell me more about it.
I love this stuff. This is like, really fun.
You have to convert if you want to marry me. He's like, literally does not matter to me. Give me the kiddie pool.
I love that. I fucking love that. Because like that, think about for you, like if someone asked you to do that and just your personality.
I would not care.
It's a huge ask though.
No, but I'd be like Ian, where I'm like, I'm agnostic. I'm technically Catholic. The church would recognize me. I can go get married there. But if somebody was like, you know, Jewish and they were like, you need to convert to Judaism in order to marry me, I would do it and I wouldn't care. So yeah, Rachel just said, I could never do that. My identity. We went off there. But I don't see religion as part of my identity, and I don't feel like Ian did either. He was very New England, waspy, possibly Protestant or Christian, some sort of, he never says.
Some boring.
Yeah, obviously some sort of thing that he didn't prescribe much to.
Not that those religions are boring. Sorry, I was thinking of his family. I was thinking of his parents and being.
His family's very milquetoast, but no. Even though they're very nice people, but no. But I related to Ian on that specific point because I feel like I would be the same way, and he like demonstrates it. He's like, don't expect me to actually like be Greek Orthodox, but like I don't care that I have to convert. He's like, I'm just not religious. Period.
No, because I was faced with this. Like when I enrolled Mia in Greek school, the priest was like, okay, so she's baptized Greek Orthodox, your husband's Greek Orthodox, you don't want to go to heaven? He wanted to baptize the shit out of me. I was like,
you had to get married in the Greek church too.
I did.
Though you're already married.
I'm already married by the courthouse. But we had a religious ceremony too. Yeah, they were like, poor Efti Mia, her parents aren't married. How can you do this?
Child.
Oh my God, never forget it. But yeah, I wouldn't convert. So like, it's not what I am. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So yeah.
No, listen, actually from your thing, I wouldn't do it. If if somebody was like, you have to do it because otherwise your soul will be damned, I'll be like, fuck you. But like, I really want to marry somebody.
Her spouse,
and they're like, this is the only way that my parents will accept you, and I refuse to say fuck you to my parents. I'd be like, all right, that's my first choice. Second choice, I guess. I'm not going to go to church every weekend, and I'm not going to practice any of the stuff that goes with it.
But. Right. There's a Hufflepuff character in a completely unrelated show who actually does convert and does make it like part of their whole personality, converts that way.
Yeah.
So that's funny. Oh, wow. We may be the only house that won't do it.
They just straight up won't do it.
Yeah, we're too literal and stubborn.
No. If Ravenclaws, if their system was their religion, they wouldn't do it.
That's
if
true.
That was their thing. If that's how they understood the world, there's no way.
I know one. I know a Ravenclaw whose system is his religion. Would not budge for a fucking thing.
Yep.
Never. So yeah, actually, that's very true. But Ian does. So
Ian don't give a shit. Ian, I think his system is probably. You guys are gonna be like, it's gonna be like school knowledge shit. He's an academic. That's like his thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's at his core interested in. Like, honestly, if you actually explore the character, he's not one of like the biggest characters in the movie, so it's hard to really kind of. But what you see, what sticks out of him is very like, yeah, he's a teachery guy. It's his whole shtick, like, and it's. I don't know. He's such an observer, like with everything. Like, these things are just happening to him, and he's just like, he's
no,
just
for
watching.
real, for real. No. And they like, and he's like, I want to learn Greek. Will you teach me Greek? And they like tell him things to say, and he says them. And every time it's not what he wants to say, and every time he's like, like it just rolls off his face. Like he's not embarrassed. Like he shouts to the whole family that he has 3 testicles, and he's just like, they told me the wrong thing.
Yeah. Do you know the fear that would have been like coming out of me?
I would have been like, I'm never coming to your family. Like I can't. I'm embarrassed.
I know.
Like, I can't.
Me too. Back. Or when she yells at him about the no meat thing, like before the punchline, what do you mean you don't eat no meat? I would have been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Or like Gus gets on him later where he's like, see, you're a vegetarian, your sperm are slow. That's why you have no boys. He's just like, haha, okay, Gus. Like,
see, this is why that house is so, God, they're so different from each other. All these Ravenclaws are so different. Like my husband's nowhere near that.
I know. I was literally, as I was saying that, I was like, George would go fucking insane.
I had an aunt who called him a little bitch once, and he hated her till the day she died and will still say that he hates her. Like, he just never forgave it and never would. Isn't that wild? I'm like, she's old. I don't give a shit. Call me a little bitch. Yeah, I can't let things go. It's like 2 completely different sides of the spectrum. It's so funny. But like,
and isn't it insane that Charlie is both of those sides? Like,
that's fucking wild.
Depending on the day you catch him.
Oh my God! Now I have to try to think of the other ones. Like, that's Abed and Britta. Abed doesn't care, and Britta cares very, very much. And you've got 2 on the same show. They're very funny. Like watching the 2 of them. If you ever go back, oh man, are we ever going to go revisit Community? Do you think?
We did everybody, and you said you would never do Chang. So we'd have to do
I
like
did.
I know we would have to do like Chang and Professor Duncan and the Dean or something. Like I don't know.
Never mind. We did everybody. It's just really fun. Like just watching some of it and thinking back to our old conversations and how we nailed their houses so well.
Oh God, yeah. I like several times I'll rewatch a show and I'm like, I want to talk about the show again because I feel like we didn't hammer home enough.
No, it's really happening to me with this because I'll just be like doing the dishes and I'll hear something and go, oh my God, that was a hugely like Ravenclaw thing that she just did. And I'm like, well, we already talked about it. What are we going to do? I'm going to do another callback episode. Like, damn. We never really talked about Pierce, and it's just so funny watching Pierce be such a humongous Slytherin.
Yeah.
But he's like talking about Toula being a Hufflepuff. You like look at them and you're like, yeah. What am I going to say? You are what you are. I know what you are. And Ian, I think, was a pretty easy to categorize character too. Just like, not that his system's immediately apparent, but the go with everything personality because he's watching and absorbing.
Yeah. And not doing anything with it. Like he just like is just chilling, like categorizing. Yeah. When I told Rachel what I thought he was, she hadn't like said yet. and she like didn't commit to it, but I was like, I thought it was interesting because it's a Hufflepuff Ravenclaw like romantic relationship. And, you know, we're always fascinated with those, and I see it in the coupling too.
Strange.
Yeah, they're very strange. Like, I'm not totally sure how they work out, but they do.
It's because he like really is aloof about so many things. Because again, like just speaking for some of the Ravenclaws I know, and just speaking as a Gryffindor, like so many of those things would not roll off me or roll off them, not be cool with any of us. And he's just a really interesting study.
What is it in the second movie when he's like, how are we going to fix us? And I was like, where is this coming from? I was like, what?
Oh, you've just been sitting on these feelings? You've had these thoughts and feelings? Not that anyone would ever know. Like,
right? Yeah, he wasn't even the one who like asked for the date or whatever. The aunts were like, you need to go out. And then after that, he was like, I never see you. And she's like, what?
He was like, oh, it's been brought to my attention that this is a problem.
He's like, other people in the family are starting to recognize it. And I can't have that.
We can't have, they figured it out before me. This is the most offensive thing that's ever happened in my life. Well, they fixed themselves fine. They are a very strange couple though. Like really, really weird. She's like really obsessed with her family and like neurotic about it. And he's just so chill and from this like...
He is. And I was going to say, too, that fucking moment where he's like, obviously he's been seeing this, but he's like, sees the whole family come together to like make the wedding happen or whatever. And Toula's like, I have to be there for my parents. I have to help them. Like, that's what I do as a kid, blah, blah, blah. And then he does that little scene with his dad where he's like, how are you? You need help with anything? His dad's like, what? And Ian's like, I don't know, actually. I just felt like I should ask. It's like a robot copying.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, he's just like, well, Toula does this and her parents appreciate it, so maybe I should try this out. And his dad's like, the fuck are you doing?
Is this not what human children do for their human parents? It's so weird how they're all so different in that house, but still like at their core, they all have these little robotic moments where like, is this not what you...
I'm copying incorrectly? What? I just observed this.
That. I've been thinking about Ravenclaws in this a lot just because I've been seeing a lot of Abed scenes where he just does that.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Like, I've just observed this and now I'll do it.
You guys are scary. That's really scary. If you get the wrong Ravenclaw, like fucking Rumpelstiltskin, you're fucked, man. him and Belle were Ravenclaw Hufflepuff. That's why that was so fucking insane too. Oh my God. What a funny house.
I can't even think. I get so mad when I talk about them.
I know. But isn't it so funny? Like, just think of the fact that we're talking about Ian Miller and Rumpelstiltskin and they're in the same house.
Yeah.
And that makes total sense.
Yeah.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
So they win some kind of award with me. just for that alone.
They always win your awards.
I know. Well, you have Homelander and like the guy from Schitt's Creek. And they're both in the same house.
Patrick?
Yeah. Goober. Okay, and then the aunt. What's her name?
Tia Voula.
Tia Voula.
I always thought her name was Tia, and then I realized that that's how you say aunt.
She's Voula. Voula. Yeah,
Voula is her name. And her husband, Taki. I love Taki.
He's so cute. They're my favorite family, and they really are. They're really funny. Oh my God, isn't it so? We didn't even say that Joey Fatone of NSYNC is. I
know is Angelo.
You have to acknowledge that it's Joey Fatone. But now we can move on from that. I just wanted to say it at some point in the episode, like, guys, the dude from NSYNC.
He's the gay cousin.
He is. Yeah,
he's your partner, or he is your partner.
Yeah, Voula.
She's a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, yeah. She's super funny. Don't ask me the system. Don't ask me anything. Actually, I just looked at her and knew. I just looked at her and knew. All I have to do is just think about her lines.
It's herself.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I really do think it's just like my life experience is exactly how everybody should experience life.
Yeah, the twin story.
Yes,
is like just the way the cadence with which that she speaks, like, yes, I know what you're thinking. Honey, nobody was thinking that, though. Like, we have to. Nobody's thinking that. And then if you say that to her, shh, they were thinking it. I know they were thinking it. Like, everything is, you're absolutely right. The lens through which I view everything.
And have experienced things. It's just how, it's the correct way. And everybody It's why she like shares about her life. She's like, I'm trying to put you on the right path. Like, this is how.
Let me help you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Voula was a Ravenclaw. There you go. That's all you need.
Watch the movies.
And her daughter's probably a Gryffindor, and I bet her son is too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Taki's probably a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, probably.
If I had to guess. I'm just going to put that out there. What a cute family.
Man, all these Greeks doing the Hufflepuff Ravenclaw pairing.
Where are the Slytherins?
Good question. I think Paris was a Slytherin.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Maybe her brother? Nah.
No. I think he was a Gryffindor too.
Yeah, he was. I'm actually just trying to pull characters, and I'm just like, wow, just the kid, huh?
Yeah. It took the next generation.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, well. That was, fucking, guys, the same way I was about Princess Diaries, I am about this movie too. I'm like, I have watched it a billion times. It's like a big thing in my family. This is actually on me and George's first date. The first thing we did was watch this movie.
Aww.
It's the first movie we ever watched together. And, yeah, it's like just something that we all bond over, and I love the story.
All Greek Americans.
Dude, all the
When are you letting Mia watch this one?
She can watch it whenever she's not gonna, she doesn't give a shit about anything right now, movie-wise, where there's too much talking. She just doesn't care.
I was saying, like, do you care about her reaction to it? Like, are you like...
No, it's fine. I'm going to tell her, and that's like your grandfather, and that's like your aunt, and she's going to be like, yeah, I see that. And I can't say, and you're like Toula, but maybe one day. No, I don't let her, I do really cool things to Mia's hair in the morning, actually.
Good.
She gets like Daenerys level braids from me, okay? I get real intricate with it. She's cool. So anyway, that about wraps that up. Lauren, what do we have coming up?
It's Valentine's Day, so we're gonna do Heartstopper, which everybody loves. We hadn't seen it. I've seen it now at this point. I hadn't. But yeah, excited about it. Now everybody loves it. Loves the graphic novel. Know a lot of Deancast people migrated over there, so that's what we'll be talking about for Valentine's Day. And then
I'm excited to actually know.
Yeah, what the references are or whatever.
Yeah,
I was doing that. Like, I knew the whole, like when The Fault in Our Stars was huge, and then there was the speech bubbles with the okay. Never read it, never saw the movie, but I knew, like, I saw that and I was like, know what that is. So I've been seeing like the speech bubbles with the hi. And I was like, obviously this must be something, but I don't understand the significance. Get it now. It's very cute.
Okay. I look forward to being in the loop.
Yes. Very cute. Anyway, and then at the end of the month, we're going to do Echo, which I am actually dying because I haven't watched it yet because I've been waiting until we're close enough to this episode to talk about it. And I heard very, very good things. And Shoshana Stern worked on it, who was in Supernatural. So just excited about that.
Cool.
And then March is going to be awesome because
Lauren was born in March.
I was born. So we're going to watch.
Well, don't tell them your birthday episode.
All right. Can I tell them the episode before that? Where I still don't know what it's going to look like. We're doing Taylor Swift. Woo! I can't explain to you what that means. But
no, don't worry about it. You'll know when we get there.
When we figured it out. No, we have a plan.
We know.
We have a plan.
We do. Well, I have one. Maybe I didn't tell you. I'll tell you about it after we start recording.
I had thoughts. And you're going to be like, you guys don't start real people. It's not about her, even though it's impossible not to tell her what her house is.
We've done it already.
Probably some of her boyfriends. So, but ignore the fact that we're breaking our own rules.
Into personal life and not.
Keep in mind that it's all our opinion, and we don't know these people. Anyway.
That's true.
They're basically
fictional.
Basically fictional characters to us.
Tay-Tay's my best friend. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I have her phone number, and we call.
Why don't you simply just call Taylor up?
Just call Taylor up. Do you know Mia asked me to do that?
Did you really?
Sincerity, yeah. They got her the little golden book, and she's like really into it. She loves it.
Yeah, I have that book.
It's so cute. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, Mom, you have Taylor's phone number? Why don't you call her so we can go?
I want to talk to her.
And I'm like, I'm not her friend. She's like, you're not friends with her? No, sorry. I just talk about her a lot. And
wow, can't believe that Misha Collins has the mentality of an 8-year-old.
Ravenclaw, so.
When I was like, you should be friends with Pedro Pascal. He's like, do you have his number? I was like, no.
He should get that. He should get
He
his
should.
number. Whatever. You don't want to capitalize on your fame while you can. That's your problem. Okay, I would immediately have my agent put me in touch with Pedro Pascal.
He was tagging Taylor Swift the other day, like he was shooting his shots.
Yeah. She don't answer nobody. That's worse than tagging Jensen. That's way worse.
I don't know you, but I know Jensen Ackles. Could you get me in touch with that man?
Do you think she'd answer Jensen?
Not like on Twitter, but I feel like she might. I feel like she might let their managers connect. So
he's so pretty.
I know. I feel like we've talked about this before, where we were like, which of the three of them could get into the Eras tour concert?
Yeah, Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen would absolutely be it. And also Jensen's the most likely, I think, to have been on a show that she's seen. I feel like she's seen Supernatural, but she probably watched The Boys.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's like very Gilmore Girls, Grey's Anatomy. Like, I don't know that she watches
SVU.
any of them. Yeah. But some of her songs are just really supernaturally.
Yeah, they are.
But again, incredibly. Back to confirmation bias.
In Winchester East, yeah. Yeah, some other fandoms try to say that their ship, and it's not true. So, I don't know.
She writes Dean Winchester anthems.
She wrote about the divorce as it was happening, so I don't know.
I bet you could find one that relates to the J2 divorce too if I try hard enough.
Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things.
That
this is why we can't have nice things. I don't know why you had to say that.
You're absolutely right. You break them, I had to take them.
It's real friends don't call you up on the phone and turn around and mind twist you.
That is the episode that I need to do no preparation for, and I'm really excited about it.
And we're gonna have to really restrain ourselves because I'm sure Hannah doesn't want to edit 3 hours.
Shit, dude. It may be.
Maybe
we may have to revisit.
Maybe it'll be 2. Maybe we could just do a huge recording and break it up, and then we can put something. It'll make our hiatus a little shorter because we
micro release them.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't tell people about that yet, so that's.
There's gonna be a hiatus,
but no time to explain why. We have to go. Our spaceship is here. Bye. Thank you for listening to Sort of Brilliant. If our sorting choices inspired any rage or excitement, we'd love to hear from you. We're open to feedback, suggestions for characters to sort, and solid counter-arguments with citations.
Never forget your citations. You can find us hanging out on Twitter and Instagram at SOB_pod or shoot us an email at sortofbrilliant@gmail.com.
And since we're not above begging, please rate and subscribe to Sort of Brilliant on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Please share our posts on social media. And if you're a Gryffindor, maybe you'll inspire sorting fights among your own friend group.
The theme music is Hot Shot by Scott Holmes. Can't wait to sort with you again next time. Bye!